Here's the 6 keys to planning your year. If you're a solo real estate agent and business planning has just failed you, it's complicated, it's overwhelming, it's a day, it's 2 days, it's 3 days away from your business and from your life, and you come away with this stack of things that you never look at again, this video's for you. Key number 1 is aim, direction, not destination. Some big problems with goal setting is we have a tendency that when we're about to hit our goal, we let up on it, or we hit the goal and then we're kind of like, well, what now? I hit it. What am I supposed to do? It can be unsatisfying. It can be unsatisfying. Maybe in that moment for a split second, you rejoice, you're enjoying it, but then the next day, you're kind of like, well, I guess I need some new goals, and you're kind of right back to where you started. Where am I supposed to go now? Or maybe worse of all, you don't hit your goal and it's super demotivating. So there's just some inherent problems with focusing on the destination instead of making the direction your focus. So don't get too worried about the specifics of things. Just think about an aim, a direction that you want to go. Key number 2 is see the light. If you have a goal that is so giant, that's so big, that your runway, your tunnel is so deep and it's so dark that you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, most days, the majority of the time, you're going to be questioning in your head, is this worth it? Can I get there? What's going on? I like to set goals where I can always see the light at the end of the tunnel, giving me quick, early, most of the time, easy wins. You don't want them to always be super easy. You want some, be able to stretch, do some things there, but you do want to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Quick interruption on this video. If you're liking it, strike the like button. If you're getting value from this, make sure that you go down that thumbs up and strike the like. Key number 3 is what I call top-down priorities and middle-out scheduling. Stephen Covey said the key is not to prioritize your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. As you're going through your business planning and your goal setting for this year, are you focused on data, on metrics, on numbers, on dollars? Or are you focused on the people and the moments and time with them and what you can do to better yourself? With top-down priorities, we start with people at the top. We focus on personal things then, and then projects are at the very bottom. So as you go through and you're planning out your year, who are the people that you want to focus on in the next year? What are the things that you want to get better at? Who do you need to become in order to achieve the goals that you're setting out to? And then finally, plug in the projects after all those other things. Key number 4 is get momentum and keep momentum. We like to have 2 plans for everything. One plan for getting momentum, another plan for how do we keep that momentum once we get it. It's really hard to get momentum. It's really easy to lose momentum. And the reason why most real estate agents are on this roller coaster, or what feels like a roller coaster of production, is we do these things, we ramp up, we do what we have to do to get momentum going. So we're posting a lot, we're calling a lot, we're making all the contacts, we're having the conversations, we're doing all of our lead follow-up. But those activities are not sustainable once we do have appointments, once we do have a client. If we're packing all of these lead generation, marketing, business development activities into our day, and now we actually have a client or we have a transaction that we have to manage, we can't maintain that. So have 2 plans as you go throughout your year. If you don't have to do this, but if you want to level out your production and be able to keep momentum once you get it, so you can get off this roller coaster ride. Have a plan on what you need to do to get momentum. Most of us have that. But do you have a plan in order to keep momentum once you get momentum? The next key is what I call structure and flow. I've talked about this a lot. If you've watched any of my videos, you've probably heard me talk about this. I believe, as a real estate agent, we have to operate with complete structure in our day. We can't just be really random about what we do. We can't just wake up and go, well, what should I do today? By the way, if you're doing that, if one of the first thoughts of your day is, what should I do today? I can promise you that you're going to have a super unproductive day. So you have to operate from structure. And at the same time, you have to be willing to completely go with the flow. And there's a dichotomy to that. There's a yin and yang to it. You have to be 100% structured and also be able to go with the flow. A lot of agents aren't structured. They're go with the flow and they're bouncing around, pinballing. If they're not working with clients, if they don't have clients, then they're pinballing and bouncing around from idea to idea, strategy to strategy, webinar to masterclass, downloading PDFs over here and watching YouTube videos over there. But if you're operating with complete structure, you can also make the mistake of a client contacts you, a lead asks you for information, and you get annoyed with that. You get frustrated with that. Now, some of you might be laughing, but some of you, I know you feel this way. You're like, I'm working on this project right now. Leave me alone. But those clients, those leads, those people are what make up your business, are what's going to make you successful. So yes, you're operating from structure, but once a lead a prospect contacts you, it's time to focus on them and be able to go with the flow. And the final key that I have for you is ignore the peripheral. Like a horse on a racetrack, they have those blinders on. Once you have your plan for the year, once you have your goals set, and maybe it's just an action plan for 90 days. That's why I actually encourage not planning for the entire year, just these short little sprints. Because remember, we want to be able to see the light. Once you know what you want to accomplish and you know what you have to do to accomplish those things, it's time to ignore everything else that's trying to distract you from the outside. Another way that I say that is focus on the now, not next. So many of us are going around gathering, collecting. We're basically hoarders of ideas. And we're thinking, oh, that's a nice idea. Once I get to this level, I'll implement that. Once this happens, then I can do this thing. Well, that's what's coming next. And if you're not doing what you need to do now, you're never going to get to next. And you're always going to feel stuck. You're always going to feel frustrated. So once you know, ignore the peripheral, focus on the now, not the next. Those are the 6 keys to planning your year. If this video was helpful, make sure that you strike the like button, go hit that thumbs up. Maybe there's someone that you want to share this video with. Also, if you want to go deeper with this, I have a complete training workbook that will help you go in depth with these 6 keys and get some more clarity about other areas that we talked about in here where I have a little bit more time to go deeper with that. So if you want access to that, I call it the year to hour training. Just message me or comment and I'll make sure that I can get you the link to that. But also make sure you strike that like button.